They had no idea. But I wasn't going to
Stupid what people be trying these days.
I had a plan.
Kids just get stupider through generations.
As I stood there, the river rushing behind me, a familiar voice called from behind. "Hey, Judge, you all right?" It was Martin, my ranch hand and longtime friend. He'd seen it too. "Who did this?" he asked, glancing at the mess.
So how much have we ran into today so far?
The HOA, I said coldly. Martin's eyes widened.
Are we gonna have to add counters to our stream for stream snipers?
I nodded. And now this.
Every time we play Warzone, we bring out the stream sniper camp counter.
In a prideful way, I meant it literally. They didn't know. They thought I was just another rancher out here in the outskirts. Someone
I'm joking around.
Under their fingernails. Not someone who sat in a federal court in a black robe and had contact.
We gotta make a counter now.
But I wasn't going to pull rank yet.
For every time we get stream sniped by one of our watchers.
I'd already sensed something was off.
I already started the broadcast.
Of my land, some in polos and khakis, clipboards in hand. I thought maybe they were surveyors, maybe developers.
It just feels better to be back on Warzone, not at school.
Now I knew better.
Use this time for some target practice. The real thing's coming soon.
The silence between us was heavy. The bridge was
Yeah.
I couldn't even cross the creek to get
AC-30 from above.
Later that evening,
What's the Mike Tyson special?
Lakeside Ridge HOA office. It was a polished building, far too shiny for a rural area like this. Glass doors, and a fountain in the front that always seemed to be broken.
Watch out.
Inside, the receptionist gave me a board. Can I help you? I'm here to speak to
Someone rush in! Kill him!
And you are?
It counted down. I had a full on the mag dumped on him.
She tapped something on her screen. You're not listed as a member of the HOA, sir. I know. I never joined. And my land is...
This is like the best ever skins we got together.
on HOA property. She looked confused now. Before she could say anything, the tall, balding man stood.
These are like the duo skins we mainly use.
HOA vice president. Is there a problem, sir? Ed asked.
You want to go for this the crown Shirley right there, or you want to get it over there?
Organization tore down a historic structure on federally registered private.
Want to go over there?
He gave a short laugh.
Okay. I'll probably land a location right behind yours. Okay? Don't mind.
Unsafe. Our compliance team took initiative. Did you file a complaint with the county, with the state, with the Federal Preservation Office? I asked. Ed shrugged.
I have one role on Warzone.
The area of favor.
Guess what that is?
You weren't. I said flatly.
Never try to sneak up on me.
Legal mistake. He scoffed. Look, if it's
Know
not
why?
some permit, I'm sure
I have
you
that
can work
role
it out.
put in
But
place.
frankly, judge or not, if you're in our community, I'm not.
Because I love meleeing, basically, and throwing knives are my best friend.
Always has. Always will. The receptionist looked
Let's see if we put someone to sleep today
She was
with a throwing knife. Do you think I can today?
He smiled smugly and crossed his arms.
Remake that one thing
Well,
we
maybe it's
did
time your property became
on
part of the community.
the last
I
stream.
stared at him. So that was it. This wasn't about
Someone
the
just
bridge.
tried camping our
It
flag
was about
like,
power,
nah,
expansion,
man.
control.
I'm gonna go do this
They
flag
wanted
thing
to
real
absorb
quick.
my land into their
Work for him
HOA
out of
to
cash.
boost their profile and increase
If you don't mind.
He thought this was a game, but I had an entire playbook they'd never read.
You're
That
clear to
night I
engage
called
all
my
hostiles.
contact at the U.S. Department of
I'm doing the
Interior.
flag. It's not even that
The bridge
far.
had been on the protected registry for over 20 years.
Oh, sniper already too?
Records, inspections, reports, even a
I'm
local
prepared.
article from the 90s about its heritage. They've torn down a federally protected landmark
You
without
loot up
notice,
before you grab
without
that crown
paperwork,
thing.
and on land that didn't belong to them. That was a federal offense. The wheels were now in motion.
I'm just trying to get flag real quick done so I can get a free drone. Not gotta worry
The
about
next day,
running
I parked my
around.
truck at the edge of the property, right where the bridge used to stand. I started putting up caution
Hate
tape on signs
that.
that read, "Crime scene, federal property." Martin came up behind me, laughing under his breath. "You're serious about this?" "As a heart attack." We We spent the rest of the day setting up trail cams, motion detectors, and signs. Not to catch vandals, but to build evidence. Because I knew Ed wasn't done. And I was right. 2 days later, at around midnight, I was reviewing case files in my home office when I got a notification on my phone.
There you go.
The trail cams had triggered.
Great work.
Someone
You've
was
earned
on
a
my
peek at the
land.
next gas spread.
I opened the app and watched in real
Squad
time
mate
as 3
marked
men
for the
in
most
dark
wanted
clothes
target.
tiptoed across the
Your
creek.
members of secure
Flashlight.
Oh!
to help
They
remove
were
the
looking
Get
bounty on
back here, boy. You tried sneaking up on me.
over. Another
No one.
taking pictures. They were gathering proof to claim the
I got your teammate right here, boy. Here, eat the grenade. Eat the grenade.
Get over here. We've got trespassers. We rode up in my ATV with the lights off, coasting silently through the trees.
You got quick
The night
scope.
was cold. The
What a
air
failure
sharp,
in life
and
you
the
turned
only
out to
sound
be.
was the crunch of leaves under our tires. When we crept close, I spotted them.
I like being a little
Two
rude
of the
today to
men were
release out
scribbling
all the
notes.
stress I have.
The third was placing
It's fun to
flags
be.
along the ground. They were trying to map my land.
Leave a little stress
I
out.
flipped
Head
on
to
the
the safe
ATV's
zone.
I tried not to be as much rude, but no, what he tried was
Dropped his
just
clipboard
not
and
the
ran.
best idea.
The other two tried to act like they were just
You
lost.
want to take that helicopter
I didn't say a
and
word,
drive up the zone?
just snapped photos.
I'm gonna drive the zone if you don't mind.
Thing that made their faces go white. You're trespassing on federally protected property. They
Be
stared
careful,
up,
people, okay?
with excuses, and then ran. Martin chuckled. They
I
came
literally
to
just
our ranch.
quick scoped the poor kid so I can grab him.
Photos.
Teammate was there. I just grabbed him and put him in front of the grenade. He ate the grenade pretty well. Took a little damage. Yeah. Zone's pretty far. Just letting you know, okay?
Martin burst into my office, face pale. They blew up your shed. I jumped to my feet and grabbed my boots. And that's when I realized this wasn't just a land dispute anymore. This was war.
I got
By the time I
PPSH
reached
like
the
I
back of
usually
the
do.
ranch, the flames were already dancing
Hostile
high
UAV
into the
in the
night sky.
area.
The old wooden shed, nothing fancy.
Ooh,
Just
what
a
you
place
do
I
to
kept
'em?
spare tools, fencing wire, and feed, was completely engulfed. The smoke was thick and bitter, and the scent of
Ah,
burning
my
chemicals hung in the
favorite
air.
trick in the book.
Martin ran ahead of me with a fire extinguisher, but it was useless. The shed was gone. I grabbed the hose by the barn, but even
Your
as we
squad
sprayed
mates
water
survived.
toward the blaze,
Contract
we both knew
complete.
it was too late. Someone had blown it up. Not knocked it over. Not burned it down by accident. Blown it up. There were scorch marks in the dirt and a shattered metal gas can lying yards away. Whoever did this had used fuel. Maybe fireworks or even worse. And they wanted to send a message. But the only thing they'd managed to do was pour gasoline on a legal wildfire they couldn't control.
Enemy intel located. Capture and secure the intel point. Discover the
Food.
next gas spread.
Huh?
Trespassed on my property earlier that
Look at
night
that.
was captured again. With the shed after 2 minutes later, a bright flash lit up the entire screen. The explosion.
I hit a headshot.
I recorded everything and emailed it to both my lawyer and a close friend of the U.S. Marshal's
Not no fair.
better than handle this alone. Because now this was arson on federal property. That was no longer just an HOA.
See how gay this fight will turn out to be.
Elimination.
The next morning I filed a full report with the sheriff's department. The deputy who came out, a young guy named Rob, looked like he wasn't sure what to make of the whole thing until I showed him my credentials. He blinked. You're a federal judge. I nodded. That shed wasn't just sitting on my land. It was sitting on the same parcel
I'm back.
listed in the National Historical Registry. And
Well
they tore
done,
down the
Doctor.
bridge to get
Check
to
your
it.
map for the next gas
Rob
spread
scratched his
location.
head and radioed his supervisor. By noon, my ranch was crawling with state police.
No.
I came out to confirm what I already knew.
You want me to just get the zone?
I didn't need to say a word to the press. The story was writing itself. Still, I hadn't heard a word from the HOA.
Fight for a
Not a
chance.
phone call, not a letter.
I'll stay in Sky.
It was the calm before the storm. A few days passed. The ashes of the shed were still fresh, but I was rebuilding. With cameras installed at every angle of the ranch now, I wasn't taking any chances. Martin had gone into town for supplies when I got a knock at the door. In a dark gray suit, clipboard in hand. Good morning. You must be Mr. Carter. I stepped onto the porch. That's Judge. Not phased. I'm from the Lakeside Ridge Association. I was sent to formally introduce a zoning proposal. I crossed my arms. You came to my private property to introduce what? He flipped a page.
I only have a pistol, but I am more skilled than you.
As part of the new residential plan, we are seeking to include surrounding land into the zoning district. This includes your ranch.
Squad mate redeploying to the AO.
The kind of path that makes a person shift.
Disrespected him.
You blew up my shed.
Give me that throwing knife.
You trespassed at night and now you're here.
I disrespected
Asking me to join your
him.
little community. He kept his smile up, but his eyes twitched. I assure you, we weren't involved in any.
I got my revenge
Say
from the
it.
hacker.
You can tell your boss that if one more footsteps on my land, I'll drag your entire board into federal court. His smile vanished. We were hoping to avoid legal action. Too late, I said, and shut the door in his face.
Don't blow me.
I watched through the window as he stood there a moment longer, then turned and walked back down the driveway. That same afternoon, Ed
Are they
Branson,
that mad I'm
Vice
getting more
President,
people hunting me
finally
now?
reached out. I received an email, formal and full of legal jargon, but I knew what it really was. A weak attempt to cover their tracks.
Bounty
It
target
read,
marked. Kill 'em all.
due to recent
Over here,
misunderstandings between our compliance
cooking.
division and local residents, we are offering a community-wide meeting to resolve any disputes in a civil and neighborly fashion. I didn't respond. Instead, I forwarded it to the U.S. Attorney's Office along with my case file. Let them dig into it now. But then came the unexpected move. 2 nights later, while reviewing court dockets on my laptop,
Be
my
advised.
internet cut
Still
out.
have squad mates
I
outside
figured
the
it was a
safe
storm
zone.
rolling in. But when I checked my phone's hotspot, it worked fine. Curious, I walked outside. That's when I saw it. Standing by the ranch's telephone pole.
All
They
bounty
were lowering what looked like a
targets
booster box into the back of a truck. I ran down. Hey, what are you doing? One guy, clearly the lead, looked up. Oh, we're here from Richmond, the HOA service provider. Just pulling out equipment. I frowned. That booster was installed by my provider. You voted and supported the HOA's extended coverage zone. I showed him my parcel ID and the land boundary map on my phone. This isn't HOA property, and this equipment isn't yours. You're stealing it. He turned pale.
I'm down. I went on a killing spree at least.
Knocked the wind out of him. Who gave you permission to enter? He stammered.
Sorry.
We got a call from the association office.
Have it on again.
I pulled out my phone and began filming.
I got the kills at least.
Removing private property
That's what matters.
based
I
on an order
got
from
couple
someone who
got
didn't own it. That's theft.
couple squad wipes.
He tried to wave it off.
All I was doing was
Said it was a
spamming.
misunderstanding.
I'll give you some
And
cash if
climbed
you
into the
revive
truck
me,
and
okay?
left with his crew. But the
Super.
damage had already been done. They were trying to push me off my land,
I just
Not
need
just
revived.
but now digitally.
I didn't mean to die. It's just I'm over. I was one against a whole
Water,
army.
land, communication. And I wasn't
You know how
about
it
to let
feels?
happen. The next morning, I filed another complaint. This time, I attached the video.
I was just trying to be fast about how much kills I can get
The
at least.
HOA's false zoning proposal, the map of the property, the footage of the explosion, photos of the trespassers. It was becoming a case study in HOA overreach. And
I
yet,
think I saw a sniper
the
glare.
very next day, Martin returned from town with a letter.
Dude, better back off after that.
You better look at this. I opened the envelope. Inside was a notice, a red stamp across the top. Notice of property foreclosure intent.
Just leave him.
The HOA had filed a lien on my land. They claimed back dues, violations.
Probably gonna
fines,
die
and late
because of
penalties,
enemies.
adding up to over $27,000. All of it
Because
was
there's
fake,
people fighting
all
there
of it
too.
fabricated, and all of it illegal. But what made my stomach twist was the last line. If payment is not received within 30 days, HOA
I'll try to
initiate seizure of
get my load
properties
out.
per community standards. They were
I
trying
get
to take
sniper
my ranch,
again.
my family's home, the place my father built and my
So
grandfather
I think I have
protected.
enough to pay you to give you
That
amount.
night, as the wind howled across the empty place where the bridge
Your
used to
squad is
be,
getting you out of here.
I
Stand
sat on
by.
the porch, boots up on the railing, watching the stars.
Going down
I
now.
whispered under my breath, "You wanted a war. Fine." I
Told me
stood
to do
up,
something.
walked inside. Drawer of my filing cabinet. I pulled out the envelope I had been saving for a moment like this. Inside was a sealed order.
Here, come here, come here, come here, come
signed by
here.
me, but ready to be
Marking target
executed by
location.
someone else. An order for a federal injunction.
Gas is
I
closing in.
picked up my
Get
phone
to the
and
new
called
safe
the one
zone.
man who could make it happen. Marshall Wilkins, I said. You still got that empty docket for
Load that
property
drop.
disputes?
Head your way.
Yeah. I smiled. Because I just found the case of the
It's
year.
me, you over here. I'm laying on the
Didn't
ground.
hesitate. Send everything you've got, he said. I'll open the file first.
I was just laying on the ground because I barely had
I
nothing.
emailed the full report.
I'm gonna go and get this capture flag.
The illegal bridge demolition, the arson, the
Look your
trespassing,
thing back.
the attempted digital theft,
That's our field
and now the
operator.
fabricated foreclosure notice. By the time the sun
I got a
rose,
drone.
my case was on the federal
You could take
docket
the
with an
helicopter,
expedited
too.
order for injunction. It was official now. The HOA wasn't just being investigated for nuisance behavior. They were being investigated for a string of federal offenses.
Check your map.
Still,
I've marked the points
I
of
didn't-
Bruh.
intel nearby.
Let them keep
Capture
digging their
it for
hole.
information.
Where's the
on
helicopter
next
at?
gas
They were winning. I wanted them when they were dropped. 3 days later,
I am
got
not
a call
running
from
up
a
all the
woman
way
named
over there.
Thomas, an investigator from the
I am
Department of
taking a
Justice.
helicopter.
We've reviewed your file, she said, her voice firm.
Go come in a
but
helicopter with me.
Safe zone.
I'll be personally taking the
Got
lead
gas
on this.
moving in.
Would you be available for a site inspection this week? I'll be here, I said.
I'll meet you. I'll watch out.
We've already opened a multi-agency task force on HOA.
I'll make sure the
nationwide.
crash it so no one can get this.
Might just be the
Okay?
first case we bring to court. That same day,
Super your bounty.
By an enemy squad.
the
Evade
place
and
felt
survive.
different now. Tense, like it was holding its breath.
Just be
What are they
careful.
going to do when they find out who you are?
Intel point
Martin asked,
activated.
running his hand
Now
along
ensure
the
the
new
point
trail
is
hand
secure.
I'm hoping it's already too late for them to do anything, I replied. Then I paused. There was a car parked just on the road outside my gate.
Incoming
Inside
vehicle.
was a folded note, a big red stamp across the top.
Can't do anything.
Your intent. The HOA had filed a lien on my land.
Help me.
They claimed back dues, violation fines, and late penalties, adding up to over $27,000. All of it was
Juke
fake,
them.
all of it fabricated, and all of it illegal. But what made my stomach twist one was the last line. If payment is not received within 30 days, HOA has right to initiate seizure of
I
property
can't get
as
the
per
flag.
community standards. They were trying to take my ranch, my family's home, the place my father built and my
Watch out, the
grandfather
bounties
protected.
nearby you. I think those are the bounty
That
people.
night, as the wind howled
that was trying to
across
kill
the empty
me.
place where the bridge used to be, I sat on the porch,
Just be careful.
boots up on the railing, watching the stars.
They caught me while I was trying to capture that point.
You want the war? Fine. I stood up, walked inside, and opened the
I'm gonna
bottom
take the
drawer of
long
my
route
filing
now.
cabinet. I pulled out the envelope I had been saving for a moment like this.
You good?
Inside was a sealed order, signed by me,
Thing is, they
but ready
almost
to be
cracked my armor,
executed
so
by
I
someone
just
else.
ran.
An order for a federal
You see my
injunction.
armor now?
I picked up
I got
my
no
phone
plates,
and called
so-
the one man who could make it happen. Marshall
You
Wilkins,
securing the
I
intel?
said. You still got that empty docket for property disputes? Yeah. Why? I smiled. Because I just found the case of the year. Marshall
What is that
Wilkins
gun
didn't
they
hesitate.
have?
Send everything you've got, he said. I'll open the file first thing in the
Behind me.
morning. I emailed the full report.
Solid
Every
work
bit of
evading
it.
the enemy.
The illegal
Clear for
bridge
Cut-
demolition,
capture that
the
intel. I
arson,
got
the
someone behind
trespassing,
me.
the attempted
I have
digital
to find
theft,
out where they're
and
at.
now the fabricated foreclosure notice. By the time the sun rose, my case was on the federal docket with an expedited order for injunction. It was official now.
Leave it alone, I'm gonna watch it and get back.
Okay.
Gas is inbound. Marking new safe zone.
Yeah, me. Kill it. Thank you.
Capture complete.
That's
Hell
full
of a job.
percentage.
Uploading information on the next.
I'm gonna head to the next scat zone. Here soon, so I can be there. Armor, ammo. I'm filled on cash and armor this time. I was very vulnerable at the time because I didn't get armor plates. Welcome into the stream. Issues with pistol. See that? It jumps up every time you fire it. So it's much harder to do a straight shot.
Your squad made it to the safe zone.
Hey, I remember this place. Isn't this where you snipe someone? Wait, what?
Your squad is barely up. Get this done on your own.
One standing.
Can you explain what happened? Oh, no! Get your gay little down here.
Gas is closing in. Relocating safe zone. No more fighting in the gulag.
No, oh, no.
Friendly loadout drops on the way.
I'll show you take the ladder so I can get quick free flying.
10 remain. You're almost done here.
What?
25 remain. Shake it off and keep pushing.
I was trying to get out. I got 10 kills. Oh, my food. I've got food. You start the game, by the way. I don't know how he died like that. I'm gonna make me a sniper class by weight. That is not a toy cat. No. I'm still having a baton equipped, dude. $9mm to the GC. No, I'm gonna have this one equipped, dude. I'm ready.
El gol de tu tiro viene precisamente cuando mejor estaba desarrollando el partido.
Check your gear and weapons. We'll be deploying shortly. Enemies are dropping into the area. Watch the sky. All stations, green light.
I sniped a couple people.
Battle Royale. Keep clearing the gas. Get to the safe zone.
Marking target location.
I'll be here. Okay.
Your squad mate is the most wanted target. Eliminate threats and secure supply caches to reduce the time of the contract.
Hi.
Shoot them! Shoot them!
Hello. How's your day?
It's over.
Be advised, there's an enemy.
Hey, I'm a bounty! Let's go! Well, never mind. No, wait. No, you just completed.
Contract complete.
Who's bountying me so I can go hit him with the car? Mark them. So we're in the storage yard. Cracked his shield, but he went into a building. Excuse me.
Welcome to the Gulag. Fight to win redeployment.
That little kid still here? Ew, Christmas tree.
Time to find your way out of here. Be ready. You're next. Success means redeployment. Failure means elimination.
I'll make sure to try and win this.
Target down. Stand by for redeployment.
Get shanked! You kill him? Yippee! The gay bozo deserved it. You want me to start on the flag thing? Someone tried to hit me with a Semtex.
Incoming LDBR.
Oh, oh. You're too slow, you're too slow. Told you you're too slow. Too slow for these nuts. See him. Up behind me, behind me. You're mine, you're getting ditty in the corner. Look at this idiot.
Tactical incoming.
Sometimes it glitches out. Idiot! Bam!
It's over.
Those two came behind me with that LGB strike. Thought they could kill me with it. That's why my nickname is Speed, because I am very fast when I want to be.
Enemy intel located. Capture and secure the intel point to discover the next gas spread.
Marking target location.
The gas is coming. I don't know if we're going to be able to do it. You'd have to drive a car. I'll drive to it. I'm going to still drive, because I'm lazy. Oh, roadkill.
Good work. Hold down the point until it's secure.
Don't mind me. Just inspecting. The gas is right behind us, by the way.
Loadout drop headed your way. Well done, soldier. Check your map for the next gas spread location.
Oh, so close.
Gas inbound. Safe zone.
Whoa! I've never been near death that close. Ever. What? No, I did it again. God, me. Guess what I did? I dropped my baton for a knife again. I'll just have to wait for another. I won't be fast as I usually am.
Enemy UAV is online.
Nice one, a cookie. Got UAV. The big deal about that. Probably camping in the lighthouse part.
Move to the safe zone. Gas is closing in.
Might be out of eye. Camping mother. This is why your family doesn't like you. When you camp. You grab the most wanted. You don't gotta spend cash. Imagine being that bad at the game you gotta camp. In one singular spot. Dude's like, how do you know that I'm in the lighthouse? Do you think that's that dude's reaction?
Being tracked as the most wanted target. Secure supply cache to get that target off their back.
Bull.
Contract failed.
Bull. Bull. Talking about being a name botter. You agree? You got this. Wow! 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 Hurtful to set that poor dude. I feel bad for him getting straightly caught out like that. You buy me back. Imagine being called terrible straightly like that. Like, thank God you're terrible. When that dude probably feels hurt. Missed every shot, tell you that. Except that impact grenade.
Your squad mate is marked as a most wanted target.
But you can still buy me back.
Supply caches to help remove the bounty on their head.
Careful for the stream snipers. They're always annoying. Yippee!
Your squad pays for your release. Get ready to redeploy.
Brainy! Shut up! No one likes you.
Gas is inbound. Mark the new safe zone.
Still got the gay Brainy talking through to me. Hey, you ready? I only got a Glock 19.
Incoming lethal. Watch it.
Do something!
See him. Want to say anything to these idiots? I didn't. Yeah. It was a disappointing fight, tell you that. That'd be an actual fight. Do you agree? Sniper rifle. So we won't mention them?
All squad mates are in the safe zone. Gas is moving.
We're not gonna mention how bad they were. I killed him with a pistol. I was not even focused. Embarrassing.
You kept your squad mate alive. Most wanted contract complete.
Get beat down by a gun. Oh, caught me when I was popping. But still not worth it.
Using lethal.
Oh, you saw that? Listen, if you're that terrible to not leave gas, then you are terrible enough to be blown up by stupid Semtex. Do you want to do the discount thing? Oh. Ooh. I got him.
Concussion grenade.
I got aimbotted. Yeah, if the dude with an SMG somehow hit me. Why is everyone using aimbot since Call of Duty servers have been messing up? Server's been glitching too. I can see you glitching. It's another most wanted, but there's aimbotters nearby it. Probably. Wanna risk grabbing it? Alright, there's a buy station there. Well, I guess.
Your squad is getting you out of here. Stand by.
Sorry that we can't get a load out. Oh, someone just tried to snipe me but failed.
Gas is closing in. Relocating safe zone.
Oh, Mike. I was coming here for a PPSH and AR so I can have some defense. Is it someone? Wait a minute. That might have been a streamer. It's a streamer Pumpkin. How do you feel about killing a dude named Streamer Pumpkin? Hope he wasn't. Just
Your squad's in the safe zone.
you made it.
You've got gas moving in.
Oh, down here, down here, down here! It's like a little thing down here. Loot station. It leads all the way down.
Precision airstrike standing by.
Is those people still in that house by chance? Most likely. Hey, you mark that? That'd be toxic right now.
Operator establishing score streak.
Copy. Longbow 3-1 on approach. Strike inbound.
I am very rude.
Enemy dropping into the AO. Shots missed. No choice.
Incoming lethal.
Oh! Got him. Hey, listen, dude. Listen. Wanna have a talk? I'll let you. Killed one. I revived. I killed the dude that he just revived. I was spraying mine just in case there. Oh. I keep on dying. I'm terrible.
You've got gas inbound. Safe zone.
I am a terrible teammate.
Only 25 remain.
I'm making you waste all your cash.
You've got a loadout drop inbound.
You got a loadout, at least. Your loadout drop. Which cash they got? Little sniper. I'm gonna have to look up that name, Streamer Pumpkin. Let me look it up and see if it's an actual streamer. While you handle off fight. You good? Streamer Pumpkin. Streamer Pumpkin.
Gas is moving in. New safe zone located.
Streamer Pumpkin.
Supply crates are restocked. Advise you to load up now. You're in the top 10. Keep knocking them down.
Got enough? Or is the buy station on circle now?
Gas is closing in. 4 remaining.
No, they're not an actual person. If they are, then the YouTubers must be called something else. Spring mine the stairs.
Gas is closing in. Get to the new safe zone.
Spring mine the stairs, so that when they come up, they would get a explosive surprise. Hey, one's behind the door, probably gonna enter. He's gonna enter, probably.
Gas is moving.
It's you and that dude. Straight, send a stun down there.
You've got gas inbound. Safe zone relocated. They're losing ground. Moving.
Heard a glass break. He's out. Take a look. Cause didn't he hit the glass break? Go, 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 go. Oh, you're gonna chill a little with the gas. Oh!
No targets left.
Oh! He's gonna self too. He actually tried to do a self at the time. Victory!
gonna go get some of them soup beans.
What?
They ought to be done. Soup beans?
Oh. 7 kills. Dishes are done, dogs are fed. Man, you did him dirty like that.
Who?
Super.
My girlfriend?
Yep, Peanut.
Oh, my girl.
I'm gonna try. I don't got Switch set up. I guess I'll do that later. I got 22,000 XP. You're level 20 already? I'm only like, what? Can we do? I want to do some zombies now. Excuse you. I'll make something else. Myself.
Why you don't like these? Soup beans?
I'm not. I'll eat them.
For you. I'll make you fart.
Nah, no, I'm good. I don't want any tonight. I'll eat them sometimes, but I'm not feeling it tonight.
Wow.
What? What, you mad?
Yeah.
Why?
Because you're not eating the food that's given to you.
Boy, it wasn't just
Okay,
being
cool.
investigated for nuisance
Eat what you
behavior.
get.
They were being
Glad to get
investigated
it.
for a string of federal offenses. Still, I didn't
I was just gonna make
let
ramen.
them keep digging their hole.
I'll eat that
I
then.
think they were winning.
I'll get mine here soon.
I wanted them blind when the hammer dropped. 3 days later, I got a call from a woman named Hannah Thomas, an investigator from the Department of Justice. We've reviewed your
Super.
file, she said, her voice firm but respectful.
What you doing?
Personally taking the lead on this. Would you be available for a site inspection this week? I'll be here, I said. And Judge, she added,
Is dog on
we've
yet?
already opened a multi-agency task force on HOA overreach nationwide. Yours might just be the first case we bring to court. That same day, Martin and I walked the property together. The place felt different now, tense, like it was holding its breath. What are they going to do when they find out who you are? Martin asked, running his hand along the new trail cam post. I'm hoping it's already too late for them to do anything, I replied. Then I paused. There was a car parked just...
I die every round.
Not moving. Just sitting
I die every round.
idling. I narrowed
My
eyes.
issue.
Martin noticed it too. That the same white sedan we saw last week? I nodded. Without a word, we got...
Aw, I can't try to jump.
toward it. As we approached, the driver suddenly stepped on the gas and sped off in the opposite direction, tires kicking up clouds of dust. I memorized the license plate. This wasn't paranoia anymore.
Okay. Thing is,
I called the sheriff's office. Reported
I will never play full, random lobbies with random people. Only times I do that is when I am on multiplayer.
Same one that tried to remove my equipment without permission. They weren't just expanding. They were surveilling me. And for the first time since this all started, I felt something cold and ugly creeping in. They were scared. But scared people don't always act smart. Sometimes they act desperate. A few days later, I got a
Enemy
visit.
soldier incoming.
Not from a marshal, not from law enforcement, but from an HOA board member I'd never seen
All
before.
stations, this is Shadow 01.
Heavy set,
Deployment to
gray,
the war zone has
simple.
been authorized.
He didn't come in a Ridgecom truck. He didn't wear a suit. He came in an old pickup alone. I met him at the gate. He didn't speak
Watching.
right away. Just looked over my land, hands in his jacket pockets. I tried to stop this. He said,
Balls!
too late, I replied. I told him this wasn't right. That tearing down that bridge was like a sleeping bear. I didn't say anything. He didn't know.
Battle Royale.
The man added, didn't know who you were.
I had Boneyard.
My arms.
Gas is
And you
closing
think
on your
that makes
position.
it better?
Just
Boneyard's not a bad spot.
He said,
Tell you that.
it just makes it stupider.
Remember that? Hey, you remember that one dude that paid for your revive after he killed you? I can't believe he did that for us.
$5,000. A settlement
Totally didn't kill him for the cash.
on a piece of revolutionary. I laughed. 5,000 bucks.
Right,
for a bridge
right, Super.
The memory of 3 generations. A torched shed.
Honestly, I kill someone, when I knock someone, I'm gonna like, pay for you to survive. I want all your money.
He nodded once. Turned.
Should I start doing that? Mugging them for the cash?
Another word. The next morning, federal
Be that rude,
investigators
then mug them for cash.
3 black SUVs pulled into my drive. Hannah Thomas stepped out first, her badge clipped to her belt. Judge Carter, she greeted me. We're here to do a full walkthrough and gather physical evidence. For the next
Gulag.
6 hours, I gave them a tour of the land, starting at the destroyed bridge site, the charred remains of the shed, the boundary markers, the telecom box, and the signs the HOA had knocked over. They photographed, measured, and logged everything. When we reached the far end of the property, Hannah knelt beside one of the removed telecom poles and pointed at the base.
My mic was just active.
Unplug the equipment, she said. They drilled into the ground. That's tampering with private infrastructure. She looked at
Pay cash! Pay cash to revive. Give me cash, give me cash. Cash and I'll let you survive. That's the deal.
clockwork.
Shit, fuck.
Biggest mistake
Nah! No, now you're my target.
to the barn to lock up.
We got a bounty person.
Where they usually
I want to kill now.
I looked out across the pasture, and my heart stopped.
I told him if he gave me cash, he'd live, and then he just gave up.
Straight to the old
Cash?
gravel road that
Money,
wound toward the
money,
forest and
money,
highway.
money,
Martin came running. They're gone. The herd's out.
money.
We jumped into the truck and drove for miles. Lights sweeping across the trees,
Another person dead.
trying to track them down.
It's so
We found them, thankfully, most
I'm
of
probably
them
in queues for aimbot,
at the edge of the woods, confused and restless,
because the shots would be hitting now.
taking nearly 2 hours to bring them back.
Down to
And when
you,
we
soldier.
returned to the gate,
Bring the win home.
I saw it. The chain had been cut.
See him.
Someone had intentionally released my cattle. It wasn't just property
Marking
damage
target
now.
location.
There.
They were threatening lives. Mine, Martin's, the animals. This was no longer HOA foolishness. This was personal. I filed another report. I called Hannah, and I placed a federal alert for property sabotage. But deep down, I knew they wouldn't stop until they were stopped. I stood in the middle of the ranch that night, looking out over the dark horizon, the air still buzzing with heat from the day. And I made the final
Enemy
decision.
UAV
No
overhead.
more defense, no more waiting. It was time to take this fight to them. Court, cameras, and everything in between. They tried to bury me in paperwork and liens, but they forgot I was the one who wrote the rules, and the gavel was about to drop.
Gas is
2
moving.
weeks later, the courtroom was packed, not just with lawyers and reporters, but with homeowners. People from the HOA itself, curious neighbors. Even a few of the ranchers who lived further out and had nothing to do.
Nah, man. Nah, fam. Get out of there.
The federal judge from out past the creek was suing an HOA, and not just for a broken rule or petty fine, but for arson,
I didn't know I could do this.
illegal protected structure, and attempted seizure of land. But before the hearing began, I sat quietly at the plaintiff's table.
I know. I don't care. I don't care. You saw that, right?
Three attorneys trailing him. He looked confident.
Just meow, boing.
And the HOA officer plastered across his face.
Yeah, I know. I really don't care. I got a hit kill.
He still didn't know the storm he'd walked into.
How much cash do I got? I am broke dry. I won't be able to buy you back.
Named Judge Janet Miller
I'll get a most wanted.
nodded at me briefly before calling the court to order. This is case number 441 FJ, Carter versus Lakeside Ridge.
Boo, you suck.
The moment had arrived.
Almost your
The
turn,
trial
soldier.
wasn't going to be
Stand
over
by.
in a day, but the first hearing was crucial.
Play like a little.
The judge would
Play actually like a fight.
the injunction, essentially freezing the
Boo.
actions before they could file more liens, send more letters.
I already know I'm
lay another
next.
finger on
Success
my
with
land.
redeployment.
My
Failure.
lawyer,
Enemy.
a calm, sharp guy from DC, stood up and opened with a clear.
Mark me most wanted. You can.
The HOA not only violated zoning boundaries and demolished a federally protected area, but they committed multiple criminal acts against a private citizen under the mistaken belief that he had no legal power to fight back. What they failed to realize is that Judge Carter is a federal judge, and his land is not under their authority, nor will it ever be. Ed's lead attorney stood to object.
I gotta do him dirty. That was a bot.
Judge Miller shut him down with a whip.
He didn't deserve to die.
Allow it. Continue. Ethan laid out everything. The video footage of the man who trespassed, the emails, the demolition,
Someone's wanted, yeah, right there.
maps, the recording of the Ridgecom workers admitting they had no legal authorization,
Marking
the
target.
burnt
Not a
remains of the
contract
shed,
here.
Who's
the
down here?
surveillance footage of the open pasture gate, and finally, copies of
Can you mark the most wanted nearby?
notice. By the time he was done, the courtroom was silent. All eyes turned to the defense. Ed's lawyer stood and tried to spin it. Your Honor, while we understand the emotions involved, we believe this is a miscommunication. The association had reason to believe Mr. Carter's land was under expansion jurisdiction.
One chance to
A
fight
clerical
fair
error
and
on an outdated map was to blame. Janet Miller arched an eyebrow. A clerical error? That led to an explosive incident and a fraudulent lien? There was no good answer to that. The defense stumbled through another 10 minutes before the judge raised her hand. I've heard enough for today, she said firmly. Based on evidence provided, this court grants an immediate injunction against the Lakeside Ridge HOA, effective immediately. You are to cease all actions involving Mr. Carter's property, including financial claims, digital access, and physical trespass. Any further contact will be considered a direct violation of federal order. Ed Smith, reporters scrambled to get quotes. Homeowners murmured. But I just stood up, nodded at the judge, and walked out quietly. That was just the beginning. By the next day, my story hit the news. HOA faces federal lawsuit from judge over destroyed bridge, fraud arson. People from all over the country started sharing their own HOA
Enemy
horror
squad
stories.
marked you as a bounty target.
Homeowners emailed me.
Oh no, I got enough, but
On the way.
Single
I didn't
parents.
sprint out to a car.
They've been harassed, fined, even threatened with foreclosure over flowers, flags, fences, and garden beds. My
Gas is
lawsuit
closing
became the
in.
rallying point.
Relocating safe zone.
But while the country
I'm not
watched,
gonna get away.
the HOA fought back in silence. 2 nights later, Martin and I were repairing a busted gate hinge near the northern boundary when we heard tires rolling slow over gravel. A black SUV came into view. No plates. It
The
didn't
enemy
I
is
survived.
tracking you. You lost
It
her.
stopped just outside the fence line. Martin reached for the rifle in the tool rack. I held out a hand,
I'm getting all my armor. Okay. Mark the nearest buy station. I got enough to buy you back finally.
and a man leaned out. Maybe mid-40s, clean-shaven.
Stadium?
well-dressed, but
There's
with
one
a
at
stare
stadium.
that didn't match his polished look. You're
Marking
making a lot of noise for
vehicle
someone who
marked.
lives so quiet.
I'm trying to head over to
he
the
said.
stadium real quick because it's barely anyone goes there.
He smiled faintly. A friend of the association. Thought you might want to talk. Off the record. Martin stood next to me now. You threatening the judge?
Just let me know if I get shot at
I'm just saying.
so I can
it'd be
reflect
better
back
for
the
everyone
shot.
if this whole thing went away.
I'm almost there.
People don't like mess. I took one slow step closer to the fence. Let me tell you something, friend. I was trained to spot liars, trained to dissect testimony, and trained to read people's faces when they try to hide fear. You're afraid right now, and you should be. The man's smile faded. He said nothing else,
Got gas
just
moving
rolled
in.
up the window and drove away. That night, I filed a formal report with Hannah and the task force. We weren't dealing with just HOA board members anymore. They had outside help, possibly private contractors, maybe even someone connected to a larger real estate development group. I knew there were vultures looking to turn land like mine
Sniper,
into
okay.
subdivisions. But they were going to have to get past me first, and that wasn't going to happen. The next morning, I hosted a press conference. Not to grandstand.
Sorry it took so long.
Not to play politics, just to tell the truth. Standing in front of the scorched room,
You saw what I was in,
I
right?
looked into the cameras and spoke calmly. This isn't just
It's not easy straight getting bountied.
This is about how unchecked power corrupts small systems meant to serve people. The HOA in my area destroyed history, broke laws, and committed crimes because they believed no one would stop them. They thought no one could. But someone could. And someone did. By the next day, HOA leadership started resigning.
Oh,
First,
there's a little drop just right over
then the
here.
secretary, then 2 board members. All of them
No,
stepped
that's over
down.
there. I'm not going for that.
Statements, no emails, just
I'm heading over here to the city.
only Ed Branson remained. And I knew why. Because Ed wasn't just the head of the HOA.
Let me get a little cash from
He was
someone.
also tied to a real estate company looking to develop the surrounding lands. The whole takeover of my property, it was part of a larger plan to turn this area into a modern, smart community. That's why they wanted my bridge gone. Why they tried to control my internet. Why they filed the lien. Why they cut the gate. It was all about the land. But Ed had pushed too far, too fast. And now his name was on a federal subpoena.
Nice job.
Still, I didn't celebrate yet.
Oh, hi, sis.
Because I hadn't gotten my bridge back. And without that bridge, my land didn't feel whole. So I made a decision.
Meow.
Builders I worked with during a historic courthouse restoration years back. We're gonna rebuild it, I said. Exactly how it was. They agreed. But halfway through laying the foundation logs, we discovered something buried under the old bridge site. A rusted metal box, sealed shut, buried deep beneath where the support beam had stood. Inside, blueprints from 1947, signed by my grandfather, with a note attached. To my sons and grandsons, may this bridge always keep our family connected, no matter what storms try to tear it down. I stood there.
Okay.
Martin put a hand on my shoulder, and for the first time in a long while, I let a tear fall. Not for the destruction, but for
You
the
okay?
legacy. Because no matter what they tore down, they could never destroy that. Construction began before sunrise every morning. The rebuilding of the bridge wasn't just a project, it became a mission.
I'm most wanted.
Word had spread across the county, and what started as a small crew quickly grew. Local ranchers brought tools, retired carpenters, shop class, Saturday with their teacher, eager to be part of history. This wasn't just a bridge anymore. It had become a symbol. People from all over the area came to see it take shape.
I'm fine.
Some brought food, others just came to shake my hand and say, "Give 'em hell, Judge." They'd seen the headlines. They'd seen the corruption. And now, they wanted justice. Not just for me, but for everyone by a homeowners association with too much power and too little accountability. By week 2, the frame was up. We used the same style wood, same
Where you at?
design as the original. Every plank, every nail was placed with care. We even carved
I got a talker over there?
into a bronze plaque and set it at the center of the new handrail. To my sons and grandsons,
I'm heading over where you're at.
keep our family connected, no matter what storms try to tear it down. But while the community came together, the pressure behind the scenes was building. The Department of Justice had officially launched a multi-state investigation into HOAs. Mine was the catalyst. Cases from Arizona, Georgia, Texas, and Florida began flooding in. People sharing similar stories of abuse and unlawful property grabs. And as the noose tightened around Ed Branson's neck,
I'm getting on the roof.
All squad
Do I
mates
have the advantage point?
I was in the barn repairing a broken
Gas is
gate when
closing
Martin
in.
burst in out of breath. "You need to come outside, now." We ran out to the ridge where the bridge was nearly finished, and my heart sank. 3 large construction machines, graders, bulldozers, sat idling just yards away from the build site. Their floodlights illuminated the bridge, casting long shadows across the creek. Behind them stood Ed. No hard hat, no shame. Just that same cocky smirk. I marched up, fury boiling beneath the surface. "You've got 5 seconds to get those machines off my land." Ed raised a walkie to his lips. "Don't
Bed
move,"
Mike.
he told the driver. Then he turned to me. "You built without a permit. It's a safety hazard. I have every right." "You have no rights here," I snapped. "That land doesn't
Good work,
belong to the
soldier.
HOA." Ed held out a folder. We refiled our district maps. Your land was mistakenly omitted from our original development zone, but it's been corrected. We filed it with the county this morning. I snatched the folder from his hand and flipped through it. As expected, fake survey documents, backdated
Enemy
paperwork.
UAV is online.
These weren't legit. You just committed forgery, I said coldly. Ed shrugged.
I know sis got some potty mouth on her.
Already approved it. Martin stepped between us, fists clenched. You better leave before someone gets hurt.
We got enough to buy our load out finally.
At the bridge, the volunteers, the reporters who had started
Go.
gathering again by the fence.
I'm grabbing the most wanted too, so we can get some more money.
Even if you get your bridge, your land is next. We'll find a way. Sooner or later, people like you fold. I stared him dead in the eyes. I said, I'm setting the table. Just then, headlights.
That was like the fastest snipe I've ever hit.
Federal marshals stepped out. One of them was Marshal Wilkins himself. Mr. Branson, he said, flashing his badge. You're under arrest for trespassing on protected land and attempting to interfere with a federal investigation. Ed's jaw dropped. Wait, what? This is private property. Exactly, Wilkins said. Within minutes, Ed was in cuffs, screaming about lawyers and corruption. He sued every last one of us. He was still yelling when they... That explains everything. The harassment.
That dude's a hacker when I know it.
They were trying to force me out, to devalue the property, claim foreclosure, and flip the land.
I call bull on what he hit.
And they were still out there. Hannah continued. We've frozen their accounts, but these things are safe. They might retaliate in other ways. We need you to stay alert. I will.
How'd he hit it? It's my question. I had the straight shot on his head.
It came through the sky. A week later, as the
I had headshots. You could have seen that.
Buzzed across the ranch. Then another, then 4 more. They hovered over the fields, the barn, even the house.
I should have done the finishing blow to his head.
Dangerously close to Martin's truck, nearly crashing into the windshield.
Didn't you see the quick scope I hit?
The FAA issued a cease and desist to the suspected drone operators.
I didn't let up
but the problem didn't
YouTube.
stop. So I built something.
Oh my God.
An old school solution. A simple hand crank
There we go.
drone net launcher.
Oh my God.
Snag it, bag it, and hand it over to the feds. We captured 7 drones in total. Each one was linked to a shell company tied
I'm thinking
to
of
the
getting
same
off.
offshore firm that had funded the HOA. But it didn't matter anymore. Because the bridge was finished.
Oh, well then I'll go
On a
play Black
cool
Ops
Sunday morning,
6.
With dozens of neighbors, friends, and reporters gathered, we held a small ceremony.
I'm gonna do the Easter egg with the nail gun.
Martin by my side.
You doing one more match or?
The final beam, painted gold and engraved with the date. Then we lowered the American flag from the barn.
I'm loading in.
Raised it proudly over the bridge. Cheers echoed across the creek.
It's annoying when I get every round to get a hacker or a spy, a stream sniper.
Just one shining moment.
God.
Yes, I was
It
gonna
all
say
felt
damn,
worth it.
damn watermelon people.
But just as we were wrapping,
Watermelon people.
a car pulled up at the edge of the property. A man in a dark
Okay.
blazer stepped out.
Someone's gonna be dead.
Time's over.
He didn't
Stand by
smile.
for deployment
Didn't
to the
wave.
war zone.
He simply walked up to me and handed over a
Heading to
letter.
the war zone.
What's this? I asked. He
I
told
loaded
me
in when we just got in the plane.
an author. He said, "You'll want to read carefully." Then he walked away without another word. I unfolded the paper. At the top, the name of a major development company. A number. They wanted to buy the ranch. For millions. But I
Battle
didn't even
Royale.
blink. I folded the letter once and tossed it into the creek. Because some things aren't for sale. Not bridges, not land, not legacy, and definitely not justice. The offer in that letter was more than just enough.
I'm gonna head over here to the stadium.
Trespassing on my land, releasing my cattle and destroying a historic bridge was just business.
Targets are up. Go take them
But
down.
I wasn't fighting for money. I was fighting for something they didn't understand.
I'm at the stadium.
Pride, history, justice. I didn't bother to respond to the offer. That creek had already swallowed the answer, and I made sure the federal.
Wow, you had to
Force
refresh for a
received copies
second.
of everything: the drone interference, the offer letter, the name of the real
I'm at the
estate
stadium.
development firm behind the HOA. Within days, federal subpoenas went out to multiple.
Oh, orange chest. I always get something good from those.
Opened into shell companies, dummy corporations, and board members who had
I load out, set out.
And while Ed Branson sat behind bars awaiting his
Cash.
arrest, the deeper players, the ones who had tried to stay hidden, were being dragged into the light. That bridge, once a simple wooden pass across a
Smoke,
shallow
okay, that's
stream,
my smoke
had
grenade.
become a symbol of
Enemy
something
UAV
far bigger
overhead.
than me. And now, a war was coming to an end. It came quietly. One morning, while feeding the cattle, I noticed a drone again. But this time it didn't hover or scan.
Cash, buddy.
It dropped something. A small black device with a blinking red light. Martin nearby saw it too. Is that what I think it is? He asked, already reaching for the radio. We moved cautiously toward it. And when we got close enough, I recognized what it was. But a tracker. They were still trying to monitor us. Still trying to get an edge.
This is what
And
happens
that
when
meant
you
only
break the
one
rules.
thing. Someone on the inside.
Eliminate threat.
Federal
Secure the fight.
Oh my god, the kills!
personally, and after a full forensic sweep,
You see this all over
I found
here?
2 more devices. One planted inside the barn's weather vane, and another
How are
on the
you?
TV's dashboard. We were being watched from every angle. You're still the keystone to this whole case.
It was a whole team.
Arms crossed. as
I
you
quick
stand
scoped
across
one
the
and then sprayed the rest down the
They know if they
PPSH.
can rattle you, everything else
I
will
beat
fall
down the
apart.
last one with
But
my
they're wrong, I said.
gun.
She nodded. Good.
I'm loaded on
Ready to drop
cash
the hammer.
so far.
That week, the DOJ made their move. A massive press release went out, listing the HOA and their development. Racketeering, fraud, attempted land seizure, mail fraud, wire fraud, and criminal conspiracy. The news broke everywhere. HOA targeted in RICO case. Federal judge's property at center of national sting. People cheered. Emails flooded in. Former HOA victims from across the U.S. thanked me. Some cried in messages. Others sent photos of their own battles. Homes they nearly lost, gardens bulldozed, pets removed, flags taken down. And the best part? Congress
Your
stepped
squad
in.
made it to the safe zone.
Legislators proposed the Homeowner
You're
Fairness
losing
Act,
ground. Moving.
requiring third-party federal oversight of HOAs with over 100 properties, and mandating criminal liability for any unlawful property seizures. All because of a little bridge, and the people who thought they could tear it down without consequence. But the real victory came quietly, right here, at home. The sun was setting on the ranch. The air was cool, and the creek whispered softly under the brand new bridge. Martin and I stood by the fence sipping sweet tea, watching the cattle graze like they always had. You ever think about selling? He asked, half joking. I smiled. They offered me enough to buy 10 more ranches. He raised an eyebrow. And I looked at the bridge, sturdy, proud, beautiful in the amber light. I wouldn't trade this land for all the gold in Texas. We laughed. The kind of deep, peaceful laugh that comes when the fight is finally over. Later that night, I got a call from Judge Miller.
You kept your squad mate in
Carter,
one piece.
she said.
Contract
They pled
complete.
guilty, the whole board, and the developers too. A full sweep. You win. I thanked her, hung up, and stared out the window for a long
Hello.
time. The stars were bright.
One step
Oh!
behind you are.
Not because
Plenty
I
of cash.
hardest or fought the dirtiest, but because I
I'm getting
stood my
rich over
ground,
here. How about you?
didn't fold. And in doing so, I reminded everyone watching that no matter how powerful someone thinks they are,
Oh, I got a crown
a
person.
man's legacy.
Marking
And you
target
sure don't
location.
tear
Near
down
the buy
his bridge.
shop. Should I go kill him? More amount of cash? Okay. Make sure I got full load for UPSH. I got a car and I got 2 shield plates.
My grandma always said
And a Semtex just in case to blow up some of their armor.
it's because they're either bored, bitter, or about to make your life their next hobby. Turns out she forgot.
We gotta get some kill some crown people too.
It all began with a single note.
Oh, they're in my way.
Ford F-350.
LDVR inbound.
Sticky label, first one. Signed in Luke and cursive with HOA compliance.
Yeah.
Except, here's the thing, we don't have a formal HOA office, just a rotating committee of the note was a laundry list of imaginary violations. Excessive truck height, intimidating, and my personal yes, apparently back off, I break for no one was now a community hazard. My truck hadn't moved
Mine.
from the driveway in days. Yet Karen claimed I'd been recklessly parked all over the
Hey, you got cash, buddy?
bulldozer attached. There was 3 blurry photos to the neighborhood Facebook group. There was one where the truck was parked perfectly straight, but captioned, "Anarchy on 4 wheels." Karen then requested an emergency HOA meeting to discuss large, disruptive...
Hey, look at this idiot. Gonna get hung now.
It's over.
No, where's the nearest buy station? I got plenty of cash to buy something. What is it now? Then they could guard it against me and you.
Your squad mate is being tracked as the most wanted target.
Marcus
Eliminate
moved like
enemies
lightning.
and secure supply caches to get that target off their back.
One elbow strike, the sickening crunch
Marking
of
target
bone,
location.
Oh, I didn't realize it was over there. I got 10,000. Don't worry.
the brutal heave, the splintering crash of the screen door, the explosion of glass inside as the second man.
I've been busy
disappeared
killing, I
into the
think.
wreckage.
Don't you
All
think?
over in seconds before the serene afternoon air even.
Someone
knew
try
what
rushing
it
you?
is. This wasn't supposed to happen. Not on Eleanor's porch. Not
You've
like
got a
this.
loadout drop
Let me
inbound.
take you back to the beginning.
When my HOA drained the natural
Okay,
spring that
let me buy it.
had on my property for
Gas is
generations,
moving in.
claiming
Well,
the
Safe zone located.
No. Okay. I want to at least grab my legendary tier sniper and grab my real SMG and get my baton back.
was the very water they tried to control. I uncovered a web of corruption that went deeper than anyone imagined.
Should I grab my sniper or my SMG? Sniper sound better.
They said it was routine fire mitigation. Just some brush.
Because I have an iron sight on my other. I think it's spring mine. Yeah, I got spring mine too. This time.
I never expected a simple violation notice to turn
So I can aim in much faster.
But when the HOA
My bullets are
pulled
straight
on my
as well.
car and demanded outrageous fines, they had no idea who they were dealing with.
From a doorbell camera in middle
Trying to hit him.
America, they captured
I'll grab that the car and drive. Try to drive up on a helicopter, so I can snipe him out of the air.
to a twister in Michigan that
Are they still
completely
moving?
destroyed this homeowner's backyard. And these shoppers in Argentina who ran for cover during a brief hailstorm. Here are 10 extreme weather moments you won't believe.
You killed. You had him die to his own Molotov like that.
Ecos Oceana is an award-winning 5-star resort on the
Want to take this ATV and go kill some people?
It features
All squad mates are in the safe zone.
scenic views of the Aegean Sea.
Gas is
When you're
inbound.
down in the water, you can enjoy a world-class
Yeah, bam.
scale restaurants. Andy Gilchrist of Northern Ireland was on vacation with his family on 19. Ecos Oceana
You ready?
has everything
I'm gonna drift to you.
and more. And they were excited for dinner at A Night, an Asian fusion restaurant on the resort. Apparently, Mother Nature was upset that Andy didn't invite her to dinner.
Your squad mates
Or
survived.
snipe it.
Contract complete.
Only if we had an anti-air RPG. Don't you? Got him? Want me to hit him?
Now that everybody's inside, they can appreciate the storm without getting
Did he walk up that close
Watch
to
as
you?
the wind picks up, throws outdoor furniture, and smashes against
Oh, Mike.
the heavy glass doors.
I want some cash from someone. I got some cash from someone. Should I go rob someone? I want to go rob someone. Find someone with a mic and rob them.
Incoming lethal.
Feel bad for the dude.
According to Andy,
I quick scoped him with the my favorite sniper. Thing that doesn't work bad when you want to use it.
It didn't help that the restaurant is perched on a steep incline overlooking the sea. Sadly, 6 people lost their lives, and dozens more were injured as tornadoes and hailstorms impacted other parts of the Halkidiki Peninsula. Many of the victims were tourists, just like the Gilchrist family. Thankfully, they emerged unharmed.
I'm gonna go back over here to this place.
The Quad Cities is a region in the northern United States.
I'm coming over.
Straddles the border
See if there's brand new people here.
All of them lie in the Mississippi River Valley, and despite being called Quad, meaning 4, the region consists of 5 cities between both states. To make a long story short, the town of Bentonville grew rapidly enough in the mid-20th century to become a city. The name Quad Cities was already well established.
I see a most wanted.
Also, the name Twin Cities never really rolled off the tongue. Technically, the Quad Cities are an entire state east of Tornado Alley, USA, but that doesn't mean that they don't experience violent weather. On May 24th of 2024, a doorbell camera captured one of 16 tornadoes that touched down in the Quad Cities. Footage shows how quickly Mother Nature can change. Listen as birds chirp near the home, while a powerful tornado races across the horizon.
Trying to find a way up on top of the building.
Got gas inbound. Safe zone relocated.
Unfortunately, we don't know which of the Quad Cities this homeowner is from, so we're unable to pinpoint which of the 16 tornadoes passed by their home. After that, show some tree damage and the destruction of what looks like a small trailer. According to the National Weather Service, the 4 strongest tornadoes within this outbreak peaked at EF1 intensity with sustained winds of roughly 110 miles per hour. 2 weeks before the tornado outbreak, the homeowner in the Los Michigan close encounter.
No one likes you.
Filming outside, the sky above the home, ominous clouds. He knew it was he just didn't think he would pass.
Look at my footage. You see that, right? Hit me with the car. Had a body shield too. I don't know why the body shield didn't take the damage. Why did I? Man, I just got in a gulag and I'm already in a fight with someone. Okay. Be a little bit toxic. You suck, you know. Did they kill you? Can we get a loadout drop?
Squad mates sent to the gulag. They'll need to survive to redeploy.
We don't think anybody has ever been victimized to watch a tornado tear apart their backyard. And the blink of an eye, he loses his patio table, his grill, and what looks like a small steel box.
God. I got shanked by someone. I just landed to go buy a loadout drop. And someone shanked me. What?
Wind speeds peaked around 95 miles
Rat.
per hour.
Dude was buying back his teammate.
Besides destroying this man's backyard, the Twister also
You survive.
several trees and snapped a towel.
You buy me back, please.
Austria is the 7th largest city in the country. It's home to
It's annoying when you just land and someone comes out of nowhere shanking you.
traffic junction between southern Austria and the Alpha Adria region.
You didn't give me a chance to even pull out mine. I got some cash. 5,000.
While trapped inside, this homeowner decided to document the storm as it got progressively worse. Watch as things go from rough to completely chaotic inside of 3 minutes.
What, dude? I got sniper again. Let me grab brand new stuff because I don't got my loadout now.
Just as things were picking up, our cameraman jumped back inside.
I got car 98 again.
Lucky for us, he decided to keep filming. Watch as things go from bad to worse, and his window blinds look more like a poltergeist knocking their home.
Gas is closing in. Relocating safe zone.
I got my food here soon. Here. That was easy to kill. I smacked him with the gun after I threw him all tied on him. Oh, no, nope. Where, see you.
Cameraman claims the was covered in hail over 4 centimeters thick. Since we never leave his apartment, it's unclear how much damage the hail caused outside. Police officer said the storm made it down and snapped many trees. Hail as big as 5 centimeters.
You are not allowed to stop playing.
As you can imagine, Bilak's role as a large traffic hub meant plenty of cars were trapped in the storm. Elsewhere in Bilak, people had to be rescued from malfunctioning elevators, and a train carrying 28 people crashed into a tree
You okay?
that had fallen across the tracks. Thankfully, nobody on board was injured. Jinan, China is a historic city in Shandong. It has been inhabited for the past 4,000
I got plenty of cash on a supply thing. We'll go buy one and then head over to you. Don't come over here to me.
4 millennia, Jinan has likely seen its fair share of severe weather events. This storm from June of 2021 was the worst in a long time.
Oh wait, throw it.
2021. Winds upwards of 89 miles per hour rolled off the Yellow Sea and slammed into the sea. They broke the standing record of 67.3 miles per hour.
That was a glitch shot. Oh my god, my lag was so bad that shot took a little to hit. That's weird. I must be glitching. Took a 10-second delay just to hit that. Don't you see that's weird, Super? I'm here.
closed until further notice.
I'm trying to find a way up. You see me?
Friendly loadout drops on the way.
Bruh, I took time to buy this one. Why don't you land one right down here?
You made the top 25. Well done. Loadout drop headed your way.
Right here, dude. Felt a little lazy.
Enemy UAV overhead.
I felt lazy, so I didn't want to go back down. We gotta move it. We gotta move. We gotta move.
Get to the safe zone.
Hey, do you think that's a good place to drop it for the airdrop? Mic activated. Someone's mic activated. And that helicopter.
You see where I see my cup? Do you see where I set my cup?
No.
When I come in, I set it down and I don't know where I did it.
Destroying homes, sinking villages, washing away lives. On September 27th, a deluge in Sukhothai province was captured on camera as it destroyed several homes in a small...
You're too slow.
Locals could only watch in horror as raging floodwaters weakened their foundations and eventually dragged everything away.
Hey, dude, I got a question. Want some cash to buy your teammates a loadout? Hi. Hey, listen. Give me cash. Give me cash. I'll let you fully self.
Alright, I'll give you cash.
Cash. Oh, you little. He died still.
Bomb it back.
Still died. Okay. Adios, amigos. I'm probably gonna be still broadcasting for a little while. That's funny. Dude kills me after paying me, and then he dies. Hey, I got the cash. Dude had 10,000 cash.
According to local authorities, the Yum River burst its banks after several days of relentless rain. Over 54,000 acres
I'm gonna go grab
of
some
land were
food.
underwater, including many farms and villages.
Excuse
At the
me.
time, Thailand was in the middle of its monsoon season.
Are you ending stream or?
Weather shift from El Nino to La Nina, which
Okay.
triggered heavy rain and expected. Post-summer studies found that between August and September, flood and landslide damage amounted to roughly 46.5 billion baht, roughly $19 million, or 0.27% of Thailand's gross GDP. February 2nd of 2025 began as a peaceful morning in Bahia Blanca, Argentina, a coastal city known for the salt deposits lining its shores. Hundreds of people decided it was the perfect day for grocery shopping and drove to the local Cooperativa Obrera supermarket. As they navigated the aisles, some customers began hearing loud thuds on the roof. The sounds got louder and more frequent. Soon, massive hailstones were tearing through the roof and pelting innocent shoppers below. It sent the store into a frenzy as customers and employees raced to find cover. Once it was over, gaping holes in the roof made the grocery store look more like Swiss cheese. The floor was covered in ice, displays were knocked over, and several people were rubbing their heads in pain. Thankfully, none were seriously injured. According to local weather experts, this region of Argentina is no stranger to extreme storms. It's a supercell hotbed known for spawning destructive hailstorms and powerful tornadoes. In fact, Tornado Alley, South America, which encompasses parts of Argentina, Brazil, Uruguay, and Paraguay, sees the second most tornadoes in the world behind the United States. Kangaroo Point is a small suburb in, you guessed it, Brisbane, Australia. It's home to roughly 10,000 people, including one local man who captured what looked like a water spout on the Brisbane River. It was November 1st of 2024. The owner of River Life Adventure, an outdoor recreation center and event venue, was standing on the rear patio when a powerful storm suddenly kicked up. He pulled out his phone moments before this vortex formed and filmed as it barreled right toward him.
I like the beans. I put ham and bacon, so.
Try see if I like it.
I don't know if we can go inside or not. Our cameraman said the storm blew in from the south and smashed into Kangaroo Point. It tore down many trees and damaged a few properties, but thankfully nobody was hurt. What you saw in the video was not a tornado or a waterspout. It's what weather experts call gustnadoes, or small whirlwinds that form during thunderstorms. Your typical tornado begins rotating in the storm clouds and then stretches down to Earth. Gustnadoes, while still a spinning column of air, aren't connected to the storm cloud itself. Australian tornadoes aren't rare, but they aren't common either. Meteorologists believe between 30 and 80 touch down each year, mostly occurring in flat, unpopulated areas. On June 30th of 2024, relentless rain caused the Qingshui River in Guizhou Province, China, to burst its banks and flood nearby towns. Those living in the ancient village of Jianyuan found themselves up to their necks in water. Video taken after the storm shows how high the Qingshui River got. Watch as the waters render this wooden boot to split
Streaming, but I'm
after
not
it
doing
crashes
anything
into
right
a
now.
stone bridge.
So I'm AFK getting food.
Did it mess that car up really bad, did it, that wreck?
I didn't get to see it. I never paid attention.
Football said there was a wreck. I know, I'm not trying to do that, but always going.
Elsewhere in Jianyuan, rescue workers located an elderly man who couldn't swim to safety. Thankfully, they found a wooden board strong enough to hold its weight, yet light enough to float.
I ain't gonna get none, but I'm not gonna get none. I'm gonna get sleep too.
We weren't kidding when we said up to their necks in water. First floor homes and businesses were instantly flooded, and those living on the second floor began sweating as water levels rose. In general, June of 2024 was a devastating month for floods in China. In Guizhou Province alone, over 213,000 people were impacted across 21 counties. Thankfully, brave rescue workers like the ones in this video willingly risked their lives to help people in need. Lampung, Indonesia is a coastal province on the southern tip of Sumatra Island. It's home to roughly 9.3 million people, including the native Lampungs, who have their own written and spoken language. Everyone was speaking the same language on February 4th of 2025, when a powerful tornado spawned over several villages in Lampung. Residents ran for cover while others screamed for their lives. A handful stopped to record the madness as the wind nearly blew them off their feet. According to Aftermath reports, the wind intensified shortly after this video cut. It tore the roofs off many buildings and reduced hundreds of homes to rubble. By some miracle, nobody was hurt after seeking refuge under the largest house they could find. Tornadoes typically occur in Indonesia as the country moves from the rainy to the dry season. Known locally as Puting Beliung, they'll see a few hundred localized whirlwinds each year. However, none compare to the power and intensity of tornadoes seen in the United States.
I'm live as
If you
well.
enjoyed this video and want to see another just like it, be sure to click the link on screen now. As always, thanks for watching, and be sure to tune in next time.
Playing Warzone? Because that's what I'm playing.
It all started with a simple idea, a heated driveway. I live in a snowy cul-de-sac where winter turns our front lawns into icy tundras, and every morning felt like Olympic curling just to get my car out. So after years of slipping and sliding, I decided it was finally time to upgrade. I filed my plans with the city, got my permits, and even lined up the contractor. That's when Karen noticed. Now, I had lived in this HOA for nearly 6 years without a single violation, yet Karen, who appointed herself the unofficial architectural integrity officer, took one look at my blueprint and decided it violated the spirit of communal design harmony. Her words, not mine. She marched up my driveway.
What are you playing?
In one hand and a latte in the other, wagging her finger like she was about to sentence me to driveway purgatory. You know heated driveways aren't listed in the HOA guidelines, she said with a smug grin, her lipstick-stained teeth barely moving. I calmly explained that the city had approved it, that there was no rule explicitly against it, and that it was an eco-friendly system using hydronic tubes, not some monstrous eyesore. But Karen wasn't interested in logic. She was interested in control. She showed up at the next HOA board meeting with color-printed slides of my property, warning of a slippery slope into suburban chaos. She even claimed that my unregulated tech might melt the ecosystem beneath the street and create thermal sinkholes. Yes, she used those words. The board was mostly confused, especially since 2 of them had installed solar panels without issue. But Karen knew how to push. She started a signature campaign, door-to-door canvassing, where she called my project the Asphalt Apocalypse. At one point, she stood outside the local grocery store handing out flyers with my address, saying, "Say no to suburban gentrification." As ridiculous as it sounds, a few neighbors actually got spooked. The board decided to table my project approval pending further community input, even though everything had already been greenlit. Meanwhile, my contractor pulled out, worried about being dragged into HOA drama. Then came the twist. A week later, Karen submitted her own plans for a heated driveway. Identical specs, same contractor. She even copied the energy efficiency notes word for word, except, of course, she labeled it Winter Safety System for Elder Residents. The HOA approved her request in under 24 hours. Couldn't believe it. I confronted her, politely at first, asking why she brought mine only to approve her own. Her response? Well, some of us know how to present things properly. You can't just force innovation on a neighborhood, you know? I was stunned, not just by the theft, but by the sheer audacity. Her driveway construction started within a week. Suddenly, the same neighbors who were skeptical of mine were bringing her cookies and talking about how modern her solution was. She even hosted a launch party for a driveway with ribbon cutting and mini champagne bottles. And the final insult? She invited the HOA board members to take the first official non-slip walk on her pavement like it was the opening of a luxury spa. I stood across the street, snow shovel in hand, watching the hypocrisy unfold like some cruel performance art. But I wasn't about to just let it go. I started digging metaphorically this time. If Karen wanted a war over 32 feet of heated concrete, she was going to get one. And I had no idea just how deep this rabbit hole of HOA corruption was about to go. After Karen hijacked my heated driveway idea and paraded it around like suburban innovation royalty, I I thought the worst was behind me. I was wrong.
Yeah, I am very used to that.
Driveway was just the opening act in her personal campaign to dominate every inch of our neighborhood with her clipboard, condescension, and carefully sharpened
remodeled my avatar again.
It started small, of course, like all good HOA tyrannies do. I found a friendly reminder note on my door one morning about the color of my garbage bin.
I'm ready to live one.
Apparently, forest green wasn't within the aesthetic palette of the community guidelines. Then came the citations, real ones. First, it was a $50 fine for
Linda's kind of mad at me.
because I dared to put up LED lights before December 1st.
It's not sure I'm robbing for apples, so she told me no, she didn't want to make apple pie.
Not apple pie, bread.
Bread, yeah, bread.
Stop fucking bitching. Let me get something more fucking bitching. Because the simple fucking give you something really to bitch at. You know, if you were me and you know all the stuff that you've been taught to when you were younger, and you want to put it to use, all the education that you know,
where she rated homes
is dealing with concrete and redoing things, you know? But you can't do that knowledge because somebody else is downgrading you and saying that you can't do it.
And guess who always
yeah, just chilling, guys.
I even overheard her at a local coffee shop.
Yeah, but it just pisses me off. Like, why teach me things if you're not gonna let me help and get things done cheaper?
But she wasn't finished.
I can go buy the
she got
stuff.
a few more allies from
It's
the
cheaper to
HOA
do it
board on
yourself.
her side,
You go and
especially Gary, who
ask
I later learned
to
was dating Karen's sister and
come out
probably
and do it for
terrified of
you.
sleeping on her couch again.
They're gonna cost.
Together,
Make
they
you
started
pay for
rewriting
things that
neighborhood
aren't
policies
allowed.
midwinter, slipping in new provisions like
Vic, watch out from
driveway
above.
modifications must be approved by a 2/3 community vote, and unsanctioned heat-based snow removal systems
Oh, gay
will be
bitch.
deemed a disruption
Yeah,
of
I'm in
natural
there,
winter
bitch.
aesthetics.
Yeah,
They
gay
even
bitch.
tried to label me an environmental
I know.
hazard.
He came
Parents
back
took photos of my driveway,
and
even though it wasn't heated,
I fell
and
asleep.
circulated them in a PowerPoint titled "The Slow Death of Winter:
So I
How
was
One
like,
Resident
oh my
is
God.
Endangering Our
And
Snow
then I fell
Culture."
back.
She claimed
Yeah,
I was
this dude
psychologically
named Just
distressing
Chilling
the
kinda
children
made
by
us
robbing
mad.
them of the chance to make snow angels
nothing
with my
new.
corns. Yes, that was her actual argument.
Vic, have you met the
final
Just
straw
Chilling
came
guy?
when she
Just
tried to
Chill
find me
guy yet?
$250 for a slippery walkway.
We've been
I
having
had
issues
assaulted it
with.
for one day because the hardware store was out of stock, and suddenly she was emailing me threats about civil liability
Now, what
exposure
do you do?
and
No one will
community safety
walk
protocol
around.
violations. That's when I realized Karen wasn't just being
If you
difficult.
need to learn how
She was trying to make me leave. I started hearing whispers from other neighbors too. Stories of sudden violations, obscure rule changes, and fines that doubled if you questioned them. So I started documenting everything. Every email, every fine, every awkward HOA Zoom meeting where Karen fake smiled through veiled threats about escalating enforcement. I even installed a ring
Yeah,
cam
he's
just to
an
keep
adult,
track of
but
her
he
late night
told
visual
me to
inspection.
seek Jesus
And that's when things got juicy. One night at exactly 11:17 p.m., my camera picked up Karen walking up my driveway, not to inspect it, but to crouch down and measure the incline of the digital protractor.
He told me to
She
seek
was
Jesus.
wearing night vision goggles. I'm not kidding. Night vision goggles. That video was my golden ticket. I started compiling a full dossier on her antics, including footage from other neighbors who had caught her trespassing, to verify snow accumulation consistency. She was clearly obsessed, but more importantly, she was breaking serious HOA protocol and maybe even a few laws. But here's where fate, or maybe karma, decided to step in. Just as she was gearing up for her crowning act, introducing a motion to have my sidewalk declared a winter hazard zone, her own heated driveway system started acting up. One of the buried tubes apparently burst from internal pressure. She didn't know it yet, but I did, thanks to a very chatty HVAC technician who thought Karen's winter palace driveway was the dumbest install he'd ever done. But I kept quiet. I needed her to dig her own snowbank first. She was about to learn that you can only play HOA dictator for so long before the ice cracks under your feet. And when it does, it takes everything away. The first sign of Karen's so-called winter safety system was crumbling didn't come from the
I'm being
driveway.
sarcastic.
It came from the street gutter, bubbling like a cauldron on a January morning. I noticed it while taking out the trash.
Some
Steam
bucks.
rising from the asphalt like our
That's all I
cul-de-sac
got.
had suddenly been relocated to a volcanic island. and the air smelled faintly like burnt plastic and wet insulation. I knew right then. Something under Karen's high and mighty pavement was cooking, but I didn't say a word. I just waved as Karen came outside in her Fokker parka, clutching her reusable coffee cup, looking as ever. Another icy morning, she chirped.
I better get back to my broadcast before they get mad at me.
I nodded in faith, even as her driveway hissed and
I gotta get back to my broadcast on YouTube. I have a broadcast on YouTube.
Someone posted a video. Karen's driveway was leaking. Not just a crack or a trickle.
I gotta go because the continue broadcast on YouTube. Excuse me. Hey Vic, you know the nail gun's back, right?
And was streaming down the street like a melted glacier.
The nail gun's back in Black Ops 6.
Since the 4th of July hot dog eating contest.
You gotta grind XP for it. They unlock it. I've already gotten it. I can tell you how much you got left, and so you can get it yourself.
Working closely with municipal engineers to upgrade winter runoff efficiency, but no one bought it.
We are at 7 days and 17 hours left if you want to get it.
And Mrs. Delaney's prized the HOA mailbox, which Karen always said she personally designed, had a big sign by Tuesday morning.
The Mark II ray gun's here. Do you want to play together, Vic?
Skating down the sidewalk, hashtagging at hashtag Karen's Canal. One kid even dressed as Poseidon and rode a sled through the slush yelling, "Release the floodgates!" But things turned serious fast. The melted runoff wasn't just a nuisance. It was.
But I gotta go back to continue my broadcasting. Have fun.
Driveways became skating rinks. Sidewalks turned to black ice traps. Then came the basement flooding. The Baileys, who lived 2 doors down from Karen, woke up to a foot of water soaking their carpet. A day later, the Johnsons found water seeping through their foundation. Their newborn's nursery had to be evacuated. An actual infant displaced because Karen couldn't handle hydraulics. When city inspectors finally came out, Karen tried to charm them with gluten-free.
What's all this fuss?
Technical brief she printed from Google, but the inspector wasn't having it. I watched from across the street as he shook his head.
Is little sis getting angry again?
Seen outside of a mall fountain. Turns out Karen had cheaped out. She used discount rate tubing meant for light radiant floor heating units, not for
I'll stay here.
Worse, her contractor, the same one who ghosted me, had flagged the risk during installation.
I'm younger than her. I'm younger than her, but I still pick on her.
Every recommendation in her obsession to get it built fast and beat the snow. Now the snow was biting back, and it had teeth. The real kicker, her system didn't even have a proper shut-off valve. Once it burst, it ran non-stop, pushing heated water through the path.
Who are you?
Our lawns, our sidewalks, and eventually our homes. As the city began marking up the street with orange spray paint and flags, neighbors started asking uncomfortable questions. Who approved this project? Where were the permits? Did Karen file the proper environmental impact form? That's when the first real crack appeared. Not in the concrete, but in Karen's story. She had forged a secondary document claiming HOA-wide approval. She photoshopped the board's signature page from a previous landscaping initiative and tacked it
Kinky.
to the application. She even backdated the request. I only found out because Gary, the HOA puppet, accidentally forwarded me the wrong PDF during one of the many condescending HOA meetings. I opened it, saw the mismatched fonts, and realized this wasn't incompetence anymore.
The fire alarm's going off again.
Emergency HOA review meeting and demanded that Karen produce the original application with timestamp email.
I need to continue my stream. I am got like so much to do.
So she couldn't access the files. Her dog, the charger.
I know what I am. What are you?
Karen fans believed that. Meanwhile, the damage kept piling up. 7 homes had sustained water-related issues. One
Someone a little mad.
The city had deployed sand trucks. Insurance claims were being filed.
A little angry.
Everyone who once clapped for Karen's modern
Little angry.
was now giving her the silent treatment at the mailbox.
Hey, Super, should I get the diamond nunchucks?
As her HOA newsletter layout was melting faster.
Okay then, let's go to multiplayer and get some diamond nunchucks.
Pending investigation into improper drainage installation, backflow contamination, and unlicensed hydronic modifications. Translation: Karen was officially under review. I printed out the notice and taped it.
Yeah, I'm so sick, so me trying to squeal is much harder than you think.
Angel of the Week winner poster. A little poetic, but it was only the beginning. It turned into a flood, literally and figuratively. The water was ruining homes, but the truth was about to drown Karen's fake empire. And I hadn't even played my game.
Oh. God, please, God, don't kill me.
Her empire of smug was visibly cracking. The neighborhood, once subdued,
King? But if you do it to me, that's kinky.
Was starting to realize they'd been living under a beige-tinted dictatorship. The Baileys led the first charge.
Wow. Call me up. Do you like that?
They were storming the Bastille. The Johnsons followed suit, attaching a copy of their $8,000 flood remediation.
Why'd you go to like a queen, like a dark queen?
The same neighbors who once hosted boat club at Karen's home, where she served lemon scones and a side of superiority, were openly debating whether she should be impeached from the board. And yes, I said impeached. Karen had officially turned the HRA.
Yeah, facepalm for ya.
Her lapdog EP tried to calm things down by suggesting a mutual neighborhood meditation circle. But that last before someone threw a snowball at him. The next emergency HOA meeting had record attendance. People showed up with folding chairs, hot cocoa, and fury. The meeting started with Karen reading a statement of misunderstanding, where she blamed the leak on unexpected geological thaw variants, and claimed she was being...
I've always been like this.
The room responded with a long, icy silence, followed by Mrs. Delaney, 82 years old and 5 feet tall, standing up and saying, "You're full of it."
I feel hurt.
A round of applause broke out. Then I presented my evidence. Remember that forged permit? I projected
I feel hurt.
PDF and the original landscaping signature page on a shared screen for all to see. I even zoomed in on the metadata timestamps shown on the edits. Karen tried to interrupt.
You wanna play that game?
Gary looked like he was
You wanna play that game?
HOA president, a man who usually spent his time scheduling a chili cook-off, turned pale and said,
Go and start. You start it.
"Actual forgery. The board voted unanimously to suspend Karen from all HOA duties pending further investigation."
I'm just waiting till you threaten me.
Said it was a conspiracy, that I was weaponizing administrative aesthetics against me. But her usual tricks didn't work.
Oh, I have more voice lines than that.
And the whispers got louder. If she lied about the curtains,
They're worse than kinky.
that's when my neighbor said, "Quiet guy, keeps to himself, former city planner, spoke up. Funny," he said, "I checked the contractor she used. He's not licensed in this county." The room gasped. Sam pulled up records on his laptop. Karen's contractor, the same one she lured from my project, had lost his license 5 years ago for cutting corners on a housing project that nearly collapsed the porch. Karen knew. Of course she did. She just didn't care. Sam even found emails from her address praising his willingness to be flexible with paperwork. The HOA president slowly turned to Karen and said, "You brought an unlicensed contract."
He was sitting.
Hit it? Now it wasn't just about property damage, it was about criminal liability.
Oh, what?
Her frozen smile cracked as she said, "I was trying to save the HOA money, but it didn't add up." She charged the HOA nearly $14,000 in consulting and administrative planning fees for her driveway project, fees she pocketed by hiring herself as a contractor liaison. That's right, Karen paid herself through a shell LLC she created called Suburban Harmony Advisors. The documents were public. Sam found them in the county business register. One neighbor pulled out her phone and Googled it live during the meeting. "Karen, this isn't even a real company. Your logo is in Comic Sans." And there it was.
Someone give a little Ingy.
The HOA trainer, who looked like he hadn't said a word.
Okay, let's get some kills.
Losing Bravo. Face off domination. Go time. Capture the objective. We're losing Charlie. We lost B. Losing A. We're losing Alpha.
They smacked you. I was fighting someone.
We're losing Charlie.
I am.
Taking Bravo underway. They're taking C.
Can we get him out? Get him out of the chat.
Securing B. Losing A.
Incoming lethal.
Yeah, I have a lethal.
Bravo zone secure.
Camp him up.
Using equipment. Incoming lethal.
Taking C. All objectives locked down. Hold those SOBs back.
I feel bad for little sis. Oh, you camping, little?
We're losing Charlie. They're taking C. We're losing Charlie. Bravo locked.
Incoming lethal. Capturing this objective. Throwing tactical.
They're taking C. We lost C.
Using lethal.
We're losing Alpha. Target down Bravo.
Throwing tactical.
C locked down. Securing Charlie. Losing A. Losing Bravo. All locations locked down. Taking it over.
You fucking grind. Hostile sighted.
Losing Bravo.
It is kind of kinky, so I can say it for myself. It's a good time.
We're losing Charlie. We lost Charlie.
Kinky.
We're losing Alpha.
Yes, it is.
Losing A. Locking down Charlie.
It's a leash, caller. Double kill.
Losing B. Taking C. Losing Bravo.
Oh, wait.
Location secure. Maintain current position. We lost
Oh, I can't say my age while I'm in that game. I can't respond if I'm in the middle of a live stream and a game. I'm the only one live streaming. I'm the only one right now.
Capturing this objective. Throwing tactical. Securing out. Taking Alto. Bravo done. Losing speed. Taking A. Capturing this Bravo. All locations. Hold your position. Hang on. Let me call
GG.
Give us the good news.
Detracts from my master skills.
Don't say loud and proud, dude, because you're on stream. What? I already know, but can I question why you just said it? You shouldn't be watching that.
Nobody would touch the job. The original guy was probably hiding out at a lake house somewhere, afraid of his penis.
Not the right using of the word.
Who quoted her $42,000 just to remove the busted system and repair the foundation. And she couldn't even sell the house. Not with an active city violation, a leaky ice rink out front, and her name attached to what the local paper now calls...
Oh my god, sis. Oh my god. What am I gonna do with you? Yeah. That's a good time. I'm gonna say that. That's a... Do you agree, Super? Getting pinned to the bed is a good time. She doesn't know what it straightly means. But I'm meaning. See, I got more words than you think, little sis. I don't want you knowing. I'm gonna end my broadcast.